Let's bring in New Jersey Assembly Republican Whip Brian Bergen and Bernardsville, New Jersey Police Chief John Remian. Gentlemen, great to see both of you. Brian, to you first on this, I want to get your reaction to John Kirby earlier today downplaying these drone sightings. Listen to this.
Using very sophisticated electronic detection technologies provided by federal authorities, we have not been able to, and neither have state or local law enforcement authorities, corroborate any of the reported visual sightings. To the contrary, upon review of available imagery, it appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully.
Brian, you are an Army veteran, former Apache helicopter pilot, and you actually worked to stand up the initial unmanned aircraft training battalion in the Army. Oh, but John Kirby says these are manned aircraft that are flying over New Jersey?
Yeah, John Kirby's an idiot. I said that earlier today. I didn't even know who the guy was. But I mean, what a fool to say that. Number one, I am a member of the state legislature here, former Army Apache helicopter pilot, who's seen these things with my own two eyes, is lying. And the colonel who's in charge of the New Jersey State Police said in a briefing to 50 lawmakers that he had a helicopter of his hovering directly above a 6-foot drone. And he had that helicopter land because he feared for their safety if the drone acted erratically. And we don't know what's going on, but this clown in the White House does? I don't think so.
So, Chief Remian, I mean, you've got to hear this, and you know the questions to ask. You know probably what can be done or where the authorities lie. As an outsider, I look at this and say, if you want to know what one of these are, follow it or take it down or do something like this. Chief, why is none of that happening? Why, from the outsider's perspective, does this look like absolute chaos?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on tonight. I think this goes far beyond a local effort. This is a federal effort, and simply put, we're here at the local level. We're being asked to provide answers to questions that we simply cannot. We need the federal government to do a little more, to answer more questions, to be upfront with us and make sure we have the answers to the questions that everybody's asking.
Indeed. Brian, what bothered me so much as a brand spanking new resident of the fine state of New Jersey, John Kirby's response was, what you people are seeing in the sky, it's not what you think. That was how it came across. This is an incredibly serious issue, that drones are now weapons and tools of war, that they are used in war and are able to carry surveillance gear, lethal chemicals, and explosives. So for residents to be concerned and then become more concerned when they get no answers and then their concerns are dismissed by people in leadership in Washington, this is just beyond the pale.
Yeah, look, I couldn't agree with you more. I think it was ridiculous, everything you said. I also think we shouldn't pay any attention to this guy. He's got no standing. He's got no clue. He's completely irrelevant to the situation. And I got tremendous respect for the police chief, and he's absolutely right. At the local level, there's nothing that they can do. But at the state level, there's a heck of a lot of stuff we could do. If Governor Murphy took a leadership role here, he has the ability to utilize the full resources of the state police and his own internal Department of Homeland Security. And, oh, by the way, in case you forgot, he is the commander of the National Guard here in the state of New Jersey. Right. He can call the National Guard assets up at any time he wants to figure this out. Look, there are thousands of these drones flying all the time here in the state of New Jersey. All you have to do is follow one of them back to where they came from to figure out what's going on. It's ridiculous. No one has taken a leadership role to get that done.
Well, Chief Remian, what's going on with the governor? The answers I hear from him are the least satisfying answers I hear from anybody in this whole process. Should he be doing much more, to Brian's point?
I completely agree with Brian. I believe our governor's statements on this are lacking, to be honest with you. I think somebody knows more about what is going on and they're not saying it to us. I hope that this is our government and not something a little, maybe a foreign power doing something like this, because that would just prove that this administration that's currently running our country is more inept than we really think they are.
Brian, next steps here. Are you going to get any assistance from the federal government, even in terms of technology, to address these unmanned aircraft that are flying over New Jersey? And by the way, this is not something new. Last year, there were 17 days of a drone swarm over Langley Air Force Base in Hampton, Virginia.
Well, I'm so glad that you brought up the issue back in Langley, Virginia, because there needs to be a larger sense of urgency here. The opportunity was missed in Langley. They never figured out exactly what happened there. And we have an opportunity now to figure out what is going on and get to the bottom of it before these things disappear completely. So the governor needs to take action. We need people to act. The federal government did offer a resource. In the briefing I was at the other day, they mentioned they had some radar capability they were sending to the state police. But here's how crazy this has been. When one of my colleagues asked, well, when is it coming? The colonel of the state police in New Jersey said, in a couple of days. And I was like, thinking to myself, a couple days? What are you, crazy? Why don't you just put that thing in a van and drive it here straight, and let's get it here tonight? Nobody is operating, in my opinion, with the sense of urgency necessary and the leadership necessary.
Amen. Brian Bergen, Chief John Remian, thank you, sir. Sirs, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.